You want to get your line guide in line with your rod. Just grab the line with your index finger, flip it open, go back, start forward, and cast it out. As soon as it hits the water, you want to flip the bail by hand and then reel up your slack. Because if you reel up your slack before you start popping it, then you won't have as many foul hooks. And then what you want to do is you want to jerk it, just a quick jerk of the wrist. And that's all it takes to make these baits, make that big spit. That way you don't work yourself and tire yourself out trying to work the baits.
Right.
Just this quick flick of the wrist. And
do you have any special cadence that you like, or are you just popping it?
You can play with it and see what they want. I have a philosophy: let the fish tell you what they want. Don't tell them what you want. Because it doesn't matter what we want. It matters what they want. So sometimes I'll do it a couple pops and let it stop. Sometimes I'll do a pop and then I'll swim it like that. Just see what they want.
All right, we're out here on the Susquehanna. Exactly where are we, and give us the lay of the land here.
Well, Bob, we're in the Havre de Grace area of the Susquehanna Flats proper. What we're doing is we're just out here in the flats, go out here, find some ditches. And what's going to happen is the tide's starting to move. As the tide moves, this little ditch area that we've got here, it kind of flattens out. And the edges will go up, one side 1 foot, the other side 4 foot. And the bait fish, when the tide comes out good and the wind, we got some breeze, that's what we want.
Now, we're in here, what this is in May. Now I know they have the catch and release season. Tell us a little bit about
this
that
is
situation.
what we are right now. This is an extension on the catch and release season. Typically it opens the 1st of March. Doesn't mean that the 1st of March is when you need to be out here. The catch and release season is very, very fragilely dependent on the weather. In the last couple years, we've gone from winter to summer and no spring. Our water temperature is just right around 61 right now still, and we're into the first part of April. It changes, the seasons and the limits change every year from year to year. Your best bet is to monitor the Maryland DNR website, and even in their regulation book you get with your fishing license, it tells you that. Right now we're on an extension, a week-long extension from the catch and release season because of the water temperatures. So if it wouldn't have been for that, we couldn't be fishing right now. It's catch and release. I just specialize in light tackle artificial lures. Topwater is my passion, it's my love, and as far as I'm concerned, it's the only way to catch a striper. But that's my personal opinion. So, first time this year, they're gonna open it back up May the 16th, and they're gonna let us keep one within a slot limit. The best thing to do is look and get your slot limits from the site. I don't like my fishing reports and stuff give that. I like for them to go check it because I don't want to give something somebody not check and something changes or whatever. Go to the Maryland DNR website. The latest stuff's there. Just like this extension thing, they posted it on there.
Carl, we're fishing the tide here. How important are the tides for this type of fishing?
It's pretty important, Bob. The stripers are schoolers. They don't like largemouth bass. They don't sit and hunker down on a limb or something or some cover. They're out, they school up, they get together, school the fish up tight. The tide moving, whether it's in or out, depending on how you're sitting in the ditch, is to your favor, and you may have to move to a different end of the ditch or a different ditch how it's positioned, because you want the tide to help do some work for the fish, because they're going to use the tide to make it easier for them. So if you have a moving tide, that's going to be usually when you have your best bite, your most active bite. They're going to use the tide to their favor. They're going to school them up.
And so they'll let that water pull off some of these real shallow areas and just hang along the sides and stuff?
Right, we're gonna keep an eye on these shallow edges coming into this ditch, because that's probably where the first action is gonna start. And then as they get the bait fish schooled up tighter in the deeper water of the shallow edges of the ditch, then that's when the more action is gonna start. And we're gonna get the bigger fish.
Oh!
Don't let him get in yours.
Oh, ready. Oops. There you go.
Alrighty, let me get the bogey grip.
There you go, Carl.
Okay, again, Bob, we're just gonna take this bogey grip. We're gonna get him in the lower lip there. Get it locked in. Give him a minute till he's ready. You don't want to open his mouth for us. And these lures have some these are saltwater quality trebles and hooks, so you want to be somewhat careful.
Well, that rubber net still does work well, though, doesn't it, around those hooks?
Yeah. I just don't have a whole lot of light so I can see. What I'm doing is getting dark on us here. There we go. And at this point, when you start messing with the trebles, because he's not done thrashing, when he feels some pressure off of him. And again, the less you handle these fish, the better off you are. Be as gentle with them as you can. It's for the future of your fishery. And if you can get the pliers in that curve of that treble there,
It's popping right out.
yeah, and if you know, it helps if you bend the barbs over too.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we're artificial lure fishing. Nice little schoolie size striper on the Susquehanna flats.
Right.
Let's see if we can get another one.
And now for a closer look at today's tackle, Delaware Valley Outdoors presents the Tackle Box. For more information about the tackle used on today's show, go to DelawareValleyOutdoors.com.
Carl, we're here at the tackle box section, and we have a beautiful selection of topwater poppers. Now, the poppers, we'll talk a little bit about this, but the two poppers that we really want to emphasize are the ones that you designed for the striper fishing down here on the flats. Okay, let's talk about the Captain Carl Special. Now, first of all, it's a beautiful bait too, Carl. This is a wonderful thing. Now, talk about what made you design this bait for that. How did you get the design idea?
Well, it had to be long enough and it had to be buoyancy enough to not get swallowed up in the waves and roll over.
Mm-hmm.
So we started with the head. I wanted a full nose that could really spit, and it had to spit, and I didn't want to have to work real hard to make it spit.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the nose down. That's a pretty deep cut nose.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted the colors to be realistic. Stripers like some bright colors, but I didn't want it to be too flashy.
Mm-hmm.
So we came up with the black head into the green back, and then the chartreuse belly.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing, it had to be strong enough that it would hold up.
Mm-hmm.
As some of the other ones we threw today, you saw, they're pretty beat up.
Mm-hmm.
They'll hold up. There's no split rings or anything. There's no weak points.
Mm-hmm.
The largest fish that I almost have gotten in the boat this season, actually, when he hit one of these St. Croix 6'6" medium heavy tide masters, snapped the lower porcelain out of the bottom eye. At the same time, he straightened two of the treble hooks.
So we're talking
It was a
big,
huge fish. He's a powerful fish. As you saw some of those fish hit,
Right.
and then they start thrashing. We're in shallow water, so they can't run deep like they want to, so they just go nuts. So it had to be strong, no split rings, we didn't want anybody to lose a fish of a lifetime. We wanted them to hold up, and we wanted to keep the price reasonable.
Mm-hmm. Now, you said that, let's just talk a little bit about the wires too, the hook holders first of all, because they'll rip out mostly, right?
Yeah, well that's through wired. So unless